Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Wow. Greetings. I came across a video, well, a couple of videos, but one in particular from the MyView platform where I see a lady literally a cry about a ticket, well, a bunch of ticket what she get. And now the lady a cry, that's all my spirit cry with that lady. And after that, I see a next young lady a complain again about these traffic ticket and seat belts and all of these things. So I really I try make an effort for bring honorable clarification. When I talk about not using driver's license and all of these things, I always present the laws, I always present the narrative, the information we apply. When I just do this thing, Jamaica unaware, the police them was a bit more brighter than the ones that we have now. The ones that we have now, them have a more violent and criminal intent. The one them in a 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 wasn't as, I don't know what go on, what the change, because them do them thing different now. What me I try says this. Everything have a starting point, everything have a precedent, everything have a foundation, everything have a root. And from the root, that's what them create everything. So any changes, you have to go back to the root to see what was there. So any change will come along, you can challenge that change lawfully, appropriately. Hence, I share this information. Now I'm gonna go over the next area where I can read the information what I put together. I should, you know what? Let us see if I can share this road traffic act. People think I make up or fabricate a lot of things. You know what I mean? Share this tab instead. All right, let me see if this will work. Go over there. So here we go. Here we go. So this is the road traffic act where I take my notes from. This is where I take my notes from. The item says a whole lot of reading. So if the item need for challenge me, the item need to apply themselves, the item need to apply themselves for themselves, and I guess where I guess it's a road traffic act. You understand? And we touch upon chapter 2. This is where you get the definitions. The item can go through these things. The item should not be lazy. You understand? Right here. That's how we start. Part 2, regulation of motor vehicle. And you see what it says? This part shall apply to all motor vehicles and to vehicles in this act referred to as trailers drawn by motor vehicles. And it go all the way down, and that's one thing. So you have to know what is the motor vehicle. You got to see them talk about the motor car. There's a distinction. So let me get back to my area here. Well, I tell them you really want share what I must say. My browser mess up, but when I want to mess around with this thing and have to start over. So hopefully it'll work. I'm not intend for back and forth with this nonsense. But this situation where the lady I cry out and there is no help, no attorney can help. And I know I can any traffic situation I can mash it up, but through a more time or something like 10,000, 20,000, you know what I mean? Yeah, so what you gonna give me for me waste my time? You know what I mean? Because it's not just a little piece of paper, it's a process. And you have to educate yourself. Some would have to teach the ones that wouldn't want us come on like me an attorney, I do paperwork for you, you know what, I operate on that level. Now let's get into this. Precedent. The precedent, meaning, I say it start. 1938 Road Traffic Act. Part 2, Regulation of Motor Vehicles. Watch this. Now go down in section 11.1, where it's a motor vehicle shall, for the purpose of this Classification of Vehicles Act, again, classification. There are different classes of vehicles out there. The item can read, I'm going to deal with just what is applied to when I deal with me really I share. It's too much for go through all this thing. Too much. When I get paid for this thing. You understand? Now, again, the Classification of Vehicles Act and regulations made thereunder by divided into the motor following classes. And it got A, B, C. I'm at D, where it's a private motor cars. That is to say, motor vehicles, whether trucks or motor cars, within the meaning of this section, listen carefully, not being vehicles classified as commercial motor cars, constructed solely for the carriage of passengers or your friend them, and their effect and used exclusively for personal purposes. Now, this is the area where all our owner out there need to pay attention to. Now, let them tell us that them change anything. It have to start here. Anything will change have to start right here. But if you don't know this information, then you can't do the things that want me to do, really. Because you don't have no foundation, no grounds, no law, nothing. You don't have nothing. And I've expressed this before, more than once. But people kind of too busy, really. Now, why me share this information? Me I share it for Sebo. Listen, when you get a driver's license, you enter into an agreement. And me know so there is no law where I say you're supposed to have driver's license. Not go like that. It's just these unlearned politicians and unlearned agents from the unlearned agency I talk nonsense. Once you challenge them, once you have time for go challenge them are going to lose once you know what you're doing. But you have to have the information. You know, you can't just talk because you hear me talk. It don't work that way. This is the problem with most people. Them like to regurgitate with no substance, no foundation, and can't maintain honorable clarification. This is the problem. That's why I'm a burning out there. Yeah, me not just talk, me I demonstrate, and me I show the laws and the rules that them have out there, and me I show the provisions that is there, where them not gonna make you know, they can't let you know. You understand? Because if everybody I do what me I do, them business crash, them not gonna scam people that way. They won't be scamming again. It's a scam. But you can't break down the scheme if you're unlearned, if you know apply yourself for God say what was there before. And this is the issue. Now I'm going to move to the licenses. License of drivers. This is section 16.1. A person shall meaning mandatory, shall not drive a motor vehicle. Them not say motor car. Them say motor vehicle on the road unless he is the holder of a license for the purpose in the act referred to as a driver's license, right? And a person shall not employ any person to drive a motor vehicle on the road unless that person is so employed. That person so employed is the holder of such a driver's license. What is happening here? They're talking about commerce. They're talking about commercial business. And they might use the very same word that most people never can see it as the alarm. When them say employ, employer, employee, these are commerce. It goes on to say, if any person acts in contravention of the provisions of this subsection, he shall be guilty. of an offense and shall be liable on summary conviction before a resident magistrate to a fine not exceeding $10,000, and the burden of proving that such person holds such driver's license shall be upon the person charged. It shall be upon the accused. Now, why is here them say that? Because you have to have a license for activate all of this in the first place. Without a driver's license, none of it can apply to you. Without you are registered your vehicle, none of these things can apply to you. Because they cannot regulate you, they're not going to write it down right here. They're only going to write the things that them can regulate. And the provisions for the one them what them can't regulate, they're going to leave it right there for you figure it out. That's all it is. Now we'll move on to part 4, where it's the regulation of commercial motor cars. Again, regulation of commercial motor cars. Why? Because they cannot regulate non-commercial motor car, which is the private motor car. That's how they would have it here. They call it private motor car. On the mainland, they would call it automobile, opposed to a motor vehicle. The motor vehicle are the commodity of commerce. That's why they use these specific names. So again, regulation of commercial motor cars, 78. You go all the way down now to section 78(1). The item can go find, I don't even know if the item can find the actual act. More times you try to type it in a Google and you can't find these things anymore. But I sourced these things years ago. 1. Subject to the provision of this part, no person prohibition shall use a commercial motor car on the road for the carriage of goods. A, for hire or reward or carried. B, for or in connection with any trade or business, except under license. In this act referred to as the carrier's license. So the purpose for the license is for doing commerce. You're not doing commerce, the license not apply, they won't tell you that. Number 2, for the purpose of this part and the regulation made thereunder. A, the expression commercial motor car means a motor vehicle constructed, adapted, or used for the carriage of goods and any other motor vehicle, including tractors and trailers, used in connection with or in the furtherance of any private or business undertaking. Commercial. This is commercial. Now, provision 1 is this. Provided that a vehicle used by its owner, meaning it not registered, provided that a vehicle used by its owner in pursuant of his profession or business for his personal conveyance shall not be deemed to be a commercial motor car. Now, my diplomatic wagon, my private probox, my automobile apply right here, especially when it's unregistered. It apply right here. I am that owner, sovereign in my capacity. That's why I'm talk like this. And Babylon hear me clearly. Babylon know they were wrong. Babylon know they were learning. And Babylon know me not push no issue for bring no hurt nor harm. Babylon totally aware of that. And most of you unlearned people like to try me. And when I try me, I embarrass the mess out of honor and get down the feelings with no friends. As if, you know what I mean, I'm not the one. I am he. I'm the one. Ask the government no man. Whether in London, whether in the United States Congress, or whether in the Jamaica Parliament. Ask them about me no man. They'll tell you. They'll say, yeah, that's a great one. That's the one. I don't understand it, man. I don't know. But hey, but just have this smirk and this smile and this laugh on my face, this little grin. I say, boy, chow. Let me just continue the work what the ancestors them say, what for do, which is present clarity out here, honorable clarification out here, and just leave it where it's at. So again, provided number one provision, provided that a vehicle used by its owner in the pursuit of his profession or business for his personal conveyance shall not be deemed to be a commercial motor car. Here is the second provision now. Provided further that a vehicle registered, it doesn't say nothing about the owner now, you know. A vehicle registered as a private motor car shall not be deemed to be a commercial motor car by reason only. So the item have to go see how uno can interpret this thing different from how me have it. Uno not supposed to have no driver's license unless uno do commerce. So if I'm employed somewhere uptown and me have to go drive, me no need no driver's license, I just want my car. What you gonna use for identification? My world passport, my original, my personal identification card, where you see on the imagery there, yeah, my West Indian trust ID, yeah, every man can function on that level. You just have to have the foundation, do the paperwork, and then you express it. Now just make an ID, and then the ID not have no foundation, and you don't know what go on, and it not work, and only bring confusion. And only bring confusion. Really. And only bring confusion out there. Anything you wanna do when it not have this kind of foundation, and you can't express it and show the documentation where you place on the public record, then it become fraudulent and Babylon gonna start locking up. They're gonna authorize the agents them for arrest a lot of honor. I gonna authorize it from this sovereign office. Whether or not gonna believe it or not. Really. I wanna not have no clarity. Wanna make a mockery of freedom. That's what I do. All kind of hism and schism. However, I could just maintain this thing. Freedom of movement. Again, you know, the House of Dallas allodial trust estate, meaning we're free and sovereign around here. Pursuant to the Jamaica Constitutional Chartered Law as amended 2011 by assent at the Governor General's office. Fundamental natural right versus state license privilege. 1. The Road Traffic Act frames driving as a license activity contingent upon state-issued permission. Yet, freedom of movement is a natural right secured by the constitutional chartered law that precedes all statutory constructs. Number 2, to travel upon the road is a lawful exercise of freedom of movement, which is liberty, not a privilege granted by the statutory delegated administrative political authority. Distinction between personal private use and commercial public use. 1. The Road Traffic Act itself concedes that a vehicle used by its owner for personal conveyance in the pursuit of his profession or business shall not be deemed a commercial motor car. Them already said that. This is a critical precedent. It acknowledges that private travel is distinct from commerce and thus cannot be regulated under carriers' license provisions. Talk downtown, a man, Byron Sykes, Honorable, I gotta agree with me, you know. Honorable David Batts, I gotta agree with me, literally. Honorable Chief Judge Chester Crooks, them man, they gotta agree with me. When I know about the court clerk, them, we are underwrite the bond and make private money. These people going get old, and we have some black acid where we're going to open them mouth and pour down them throat. These criminal court clerk, we're going to remove one from this location, rearrange those offices on a better carry and conduct on yourself lawfully. Yeah, accordingly, but still lawful. Now, burden of proof. Number one, the statute places the burden of proving licensure upon the accused man or woman. Number two, the sovereign commentary. Already? The sovereign commentary. This inversion of presumption must be challenged. Freedom of movement is presumed lawful unless proven otherwise, not the reverse. This is how them trick on. Now the burden of proof is on you, the state, to prove freedom of movement unrestricted, unencumbered, unlicensed, unregulated, unregistered is unlawful. You prove that to me. You can't. Why? Because the constitutional chartered law dictates we have the right to be free perpetually. The item does not read the instrument. Well, Babylon probably hide that instrument from the item. Now, our conclusion is this. According to the Jamaica Constitutional Chartered Law as amended 2011 by assent, there is no law requiring a person to have a driver's license to live, work, or move freely in Jamaica, nor is there any law requiring a person to have a driver's license simply for the purpose of having one. And go any other commerce and need that instrument. The simple fact is that there is no law requiring anybody to obtain, have, or use a driver's license except for commercial purposes. The CARICOM passport is the constitutional unrestricted right of passage, travel requirement. You don't need not more than that. And if you have your original common law ID, if you know what you do, that can work, especially if you know to endorse it and bring it to the federal area under the postal union authority within that federal jurisdiction where you know the postal authority is the boss of all of these agencies, put it that way. So you have to have that clarity. Now, there are, however, many laws, rules, and regulations defining the use and application of a driver's license. If and when a person chooses to use one, again, it's just if and when a person chooses to use one. So there's a lot of rules, regulation apply to that thing, but if you don't have it, you're not under no contract. There are also several laws that protect people against discrimination when they choose not to use a driver's license. Most people now wear these things. Babylon now go promote this thing. Why? God them now go profit from it. So them are going to encourage you to do all these things. Yeah, man. However, you notice me always I say, you better have some knowledge. Nobody jump on this thing and feel like, say, boy, you know, it's a done sport thing. Don't do it that way. If me I tell you about it, I better you come consult with me. You understand? And watch me now. We can barter. Yeah, man. You can know, say, boy, me have a printer. I need a battery for my printer. You just can bring a battery for my printer. You bring a battery for my computer. You bring an old computer for me. I'm going to share some information and bring you within this folder and with us build a strength. But not come empty-handed and just come take. That kind of sissy is. Yeah, man, it's sissy-ish. Really. It makes sense we choose to reciprocate. Now, this information of the people out there when I have the clarity, Do not take my word for it. Me share the Road Traffic Act 1938. You start right there. And you take your time and go through these things, and then you see how it, apply to you. Once you deal with business out there, you have to have a license. So all the taxi business and all of these businesses and yeah, what I call it, the delivery service and all of these pizza, all of these things, them thing that a business you do up there. So you have to be regulated. But a man like me, sovereign in my capacity, none of it not apply to me. So when I see me I do these things, I not get upset and complain. You understand? And say government how him can go on like that. No, me I show and say me apply myself, I put in the work. I walk through the adversity of fire to get here. Most of you people just discover this kind of information, but you want to purport yourself like you're the authority. And all me say to most of the little young ones out there, just look at the father and see if the father can match up to me information wise with this information. If your daddy not have it, humble yourself and learn. Because you learn it from some unlearned guru. You understand? And no fun will learn a little thing from me, catch it here and run, get elsewhere, and then act silly. This is what create the confusion out there. We have to eradicate it. Salute God's honor my king out there. My respect, my Lord. Honor. Yeah, man, we have to, choose to apply ourselves. And we have to choose to apply ourselves. Watch me now. When I say I'm free, and I like say, boy, I'm outside the law. My freedom come with so much more responsibility you wouldn't believe. And one of the first things you have to have the knowledge, the narrative, where I go with where you deal with. If you can't articulate what you're doing, you're going to have issues, Rasta. So it makes sense someone take them time and prepare, ask the question. You know what I mean? Peer the people and where I do this thing on a much more advanced level. Not get caught with these paperwork people where I teach you slavery. Oh, come and do this paperwork and this paperwork. Why? Who said so? Why you have a, oh, what? Nonsense, my people. Nonsense. Remember, everything start within. And there I'm going to discover the system out there is that cage. I'm telling you, say, come down from the laws of Burgos, legal codes, legal administrative codes. Who them administrate? You. Why? Because I'm make a major presumption that you're unlearned, unqualified, incapable of discovering the sophisticated slavery. Them bet them life on that until them come across the sovereign man, this Nestorian king. And I shatter that illusion. This is why it's called a paradigm shift. It's not new now, but a lot of people still just catch up. But listen, get the foundation first. Yeah, man, move from the root with truth. And that is it. And once the other move like that way, we're going to unite all when we have multiple differences. We're still can unite. Why? Because the common thing shall be truth. Really? Truth. Nothing else. Nothing else. Anyway, I hope this brings some clarity to the system where they're out there. So we are aware of the scam where you pull on the people and I fleece the people of a whole lot of money and I maintain the sadness, the frustration, the degradation of the society when I keep charging these people fallaciously. It's outside the Constitution, it's outside the law, and it's all your, what you call it, political policy nonsense. But if people choose to contract or go into agreement We cannot say nothing about it. So you have to just check the agreements, check the agreements, check the agreements. Ask for the contract. Where is the contract? It's all about contract. It's all about contract. Yes, sir. Listen. You're correct, Guts. Yeah, man, you're correct, my lord. The government literally are the business and the people are the. That's why them call it human resource, my king. That's why them call it human resource. Because the natural resource export and go somewhere else. All of the development profit the investors. Everybody else benefit except the common people of the land. Except the original people of the land. That's why them are called people indigenous. So all kind of different people can come and claim that nonsense. When I say I'm original, this means my point of origin is here. When Donald Trump said he's original, Donald Trump's point of origin is some foreign land somewhere. At a distinction that. So I'm going to play the semantics with people who are unlearned out there. Sovereignty is the highest standing, while people play a game with status within their citizenry. The moment you get the clarity, you have truth. And once you have truth, it's supposed to change things. It's supposed to change you. That's all it is. Anyway, hold them out there. Hold them out there. Salute, I people. Yeah, man. Awakan, salute. West Indian, salute. Za, Mayakan, salute. The corporate Jamaicans, citizens and all, salute. Information share. Information share. And listen to me. We kind of leave room for anyone can choose to refute or, refudiate the information. We don't have a problem. We're here. We're total receptive to learning. We don't mind not learn. So once one can step with respect and bring clarity, we don't have a problem. Outside of that, make we just give thanks now and try find a way to unite ourselves, even when we have the differences. Make we unite ourselves on a common ground, a truth, and set fire burn for the slavery. We are chant sovereignty. That's it. That's it. Complete gratitude out there. Complete gratitude. Yeah, yeah, man. The office need some strength out there for the ones them were capable, put it that way. And the only announcement that, yeah, the office needs some service, the office needs some strength. And to the ones them out there, we always have a complete gratitude. But watch me now. Just know, say, our thing that we are ahead of them, we have set the trend. Truly. We have set the trend. That's why I say them pressure our area, so. And not care where we go with our love and humility, them always are come at we aggressively. And when we roar at them, the joke at them crumble under this frequency, literally. This is why we are said, just when we come humble, just accept with humility, man. We not try embarrass nobody, and we not try prove nothing. The things them what we do, we not do yet. The things them where we are talk, where we are set, where we are teach, we just are hear it. So that's humble when we come through. We are do that. We are choose to move through. Complete gratitude. Foreign people them say me talk, I laugh. My voice sound like gravel, like grass buckle. I don't know how them get that. But we do give thanks. We do give thanks. May the Most High guide and protect the item in all the item ways and all the item endeavors and bless the item perpetually, completely. Now go in peace and not pieces. Our work on out there. West Indian out there. Organize yourself, unite ourselves, and an ego thing, and a proving thing. Let's come together and show the earth how beautiful this sovereignty can be. It's not just for me. It's not just for me, man. It's not just for me. It's for all of it. Truly. Complete gratitude, free people. It's a much higher level. It's more spiritual than physical, really. Really. Really.